All right, we're back with another pick'em video, and we have a 5-game slate in the NBA. Not the best slate in the world, to be honest, but there is some value out there. Definitely some injury news, definitely some good matchups to attack. And we're going to go over the hit rates, the matchups, the market value, all those different things that go into making my plays. We'll break it all down, and again, hopefully find you guys some value for today. We're probably going to talk about 4 or 5 plays, depending on if any get taken off the board while I'm doing the video. But you can always pick and choose your favorite ones from that. You can tail all of them, whatever you want to do, but definitely let me know in the comments down below. It just tells YouTube to push this video out when you guys do comment. So while you're down there, like the video, subscribe if you are new, and again, we're just going to hop right into things. All right, so hopping into the PrizePicks desktop screen here. First of all, if you're not on PrizePicks, definitely use my code RichPicks when signing up, or there's a link in the description of this video that might be a little bit easier. You're going to get $50 instantly when you sign up using my code. All you got to do is bet $5 and they'll load your account right up. So pretty sweet deal right there. I'll also give you a free month of my Discord, so definitely let me know in the comments down below or in the free part of the Discord that you signed up, and I'll just get you that free month of the premium part of the Discord. But let's go to our first play here. It's James Harden over 6 rebounds going up against his former team in OKC, and this line's looking really, really good. Not only has he been hitting this, but he crushed this line earlier in the year when he went up against OKC, and they gave up a whole bunch of rebounds. So we're going to go into our data app called Outlier. This is a partner of the channel as well. You can get a free week of Outlier if you want to check it out. It's freaking awesome if you're someone that likes to look at stats. Even just like, maybe you want to look at the last 5 games, look at all the last 5 games for every player on PrizePicks or Underdog or Sportsbooks or whatever. You can go by that. You can go by last 10 games, 20 games. You can go by 2024. You can, dive farther into specific things without certain players. If people are injured, obviously Kawhi's out for this one. But it gives a whole bunch of information. Again, you can check it out for a free week. The link is in the description of this video. When you use my link, I'll also give you a free week of the Discord. So again, win-win situation there. An Outlier you're going to see is freaking awesome. So 6 to 10 games of so far this year. This one counts a push here. So he's only gone under in 3 games so far this year. And the most rebounds he had in the games this year, he had 13 against OKC back in early November. So he's been crushing this line some games, obviously coming up a little bit short in some of these as well. But I really like this spot for him. No Chet Holmgren for the Thunder as well. So hopefully this one stays a little bit closer here. Now going to the head-to-head, he's also gone over this in the last 3 of 4 games, I guess, including the push. So 2 of 4 games dating back to last year. Obviously, again, no Kawhi. James Harden's become the pivotal guy in this rotation, playing a whole bunch of minutes and has the ball in his hands a ton. And again, most rebounds allowed in the entire league for really any position, but specifically guards, 28th and 30th for point guards and shooting guards specifically allowing rebounds. So loving this that he got 13 already this year. He's been crushing this line a whole bunch, and with no Chet Holmgren, again, just an added boost here for James Harden. Now let's move along to some market value here. This is DG Fantasy. It's going to point out the market value on the books. What are they thinking? Where do they have their line set? And how does that reflect on PrizePicks? They're saying take the over on Harden. These are all the lines for Harden up right now. 52.92% chance to hit. Why is that? Well, because a lot of these books are already up at 6.5, and anyone that has them at 5.5, super heavily favored to go over minus 198. Pinnacle's saying very, very, very likely that he gets at least 6 rebounds based on their projections. So loving that as well. And then last but not least, our RotoWire projection model. It's my favorite projection model out there. I actually didn't type in Harden, but I assume that they like the over. Yeah, they actually like it at 6.21. Again, all we need is 6 for the push potential. Anything over that is going to be a nice cash for us. So nice little sweet spot here at 6.0. Again, if he gets 6 exactly, it's not the end of the world. Doesn't hurt us, doesn't help us. But I think there's a lot of potential for him to go over this line. So Harden going to be the first play of the game here, or first play of the day here at 6.0 rebounds. Then moving along to the next play, it's going to be Jose Alvarado over 14.5 points. Now, if you haven't followed the Pelicans maybe this year, and this line looks really, really high, it's because it does seem pretty high, but everyone for the Pelicans is injured. They're like the Grizzlies last year. Literally almost everyone is injured for them in the starting lineup. I think Trey Murphy might play today. Brandon Ingram is the only guy that's kind of been healthy. And then Jose Alvarado has been getting 30-plus minutes pretty consistently ever since all these injuries started to pile up. And he's been scoring the ball, and he's been shooting the ball a decent amount here. Now he gets Brooklyn, who's kind of middle of the road in terms of their defense, points allowed, specifically to point guards, but overall in general. And Jose Alvarado here at 14.5. I am liking what I'm seeing. And I guess 7.2 thousand people are on this play, I assume for the over, because he's been, again, shooting a whole bunch. So let's take a look at his Outlier page here. They are at home, so pretty good boost here for a guy like Alvarado, probably playing to the home crowd team. He's kind of a hometown favorite here. And again, you're not going to love the hit rate for the entire year. 40%, horrible at the beginning of the year, but he just wasn't getting the time. Now you see the huge boost in minutes, up to 35 minutes per game. A lot of these games, he's getting 28 to 35 minutes. I assume he's going to get 30 or so minutes today, especially if this one stays relatively close at the 1.5 game spread. So hopefully it does stay close here. And I do like the potential here, especially, again, the amount of times he's shooting. 12 to 18 shot attempts, and he hasn't even been shooting that well and still been able to get over this line. So like 4 of 14, 29%, and still scored 18 points here against Portland. Was able to get 27 points against Cleveland, and then Orlando, another good defense. So going up against Brooklyn with a more mediocre defense, he's been able to cash this with the amount of minutes he's been getting, with the amount of shots he's been getting, even against tougher defensive teams. So I'm liking Alvarado here. Obviously, you can date this back to last year, but games he's getting, let's say 30 minutes or so, he's cashed this in 4 of 5 games. Again, the one game he actually missed was Indiana, who gives up a whole bunch of points, but shot 5 of 12. He can do a little bit better than that, and you can kind of see the uptick in his production here on the field goals attempted. So Alvarado, I'm like what I'm seeing here. You can see the pileup of injuries. No McCollum, no Dejounte Murray, no Herb Jones, no Jordan Hawkins, no Zion. Those are all guys that shoot a whole bunch, so it makes sense that Alvarado's getting a whole bunch of shot attempts here. Moving along to the market value here, the best over for Alvarado is that points line. I kind of looked at his PRA. I looked at his points and assists, but I landed on his points. I would sprinkle something on his PRA because he's actually hit that a little bit more consistently this year, actually. But again, kind of my favorite line is going to be his points line. And then going into the RotoWire projection model, they're also slightly liking the over here on his points line as well. They're expecting 15.01. That's exactly what we'll need to get this over. So everything kind of pointing in the right direction here for Alvarado. So ton of injuries. Hopefully this one stays close at the 1.5 game spread. And yeah, like what I'm seeing, hopefully he can knock down some shots with that volume he's been getting. All right, so moving along to the next play here. It's going to be Jaylen Green, and he's going up against Washington. That's the biggest thing for me. It's a big spread, but again, Washington allows a whole bunch of everything. They're tanking. They're getting ready for, Cooper Flagg hopefully coming to Washington next year. But I was looking at Jabari Smith Jr. initially. I don't love that his minutes have dropped off. Ime Udoka definitely messing around with the rotation a little bit. Jaylen Green, a little bit more consistent in terms of minutes. He's probably going to get anywhere between 30 to 35 minutes, depending on, blowout situations and things like that. But even in blowouts, he'll probably see 28 or so minutes. He's one of their best building blocks for the future here. So Jaylen Green at 24.5, I like the consistency here a little bit more. Now my last 5 Warriors, you're going to hate this line. He's only gone over in one of the last 5 games, and he just crept over against the Spurs. So let's take a little better look at this and kind of see why I like this, more and more. And again, there's a reason that his line is so high, even though he hasn't been performing as well as he should be the last 5 games. And a lot of that has to do with Fred VanVleet, elevating, finally starting to turn up his offense from his slow start. So again, last 5 games, not looking too great. But for the entire year, 6 to 10 games, he's gone over this. And he's going up against the Wizards, and the biggest thing here. Points allowed, 30th. Assists allowed, 20th. Again, there's a reason that this line is this high, and it's probably because these last 2 games against Washington, 37-2 and 42-3. These were both obviously last year, but yeah, he had his way with this defense, and the Washington Wizards are a little bit different team this year, but their defense continues to be horrible. Again, you can see it in the numbers right here. They allow a whole bunch of points, and that's the biggest thing that we're looking for Jaylen Green here. Now, the last thing I want to point out is that they're up a 13.5 spread here in favor of Houston. They're home as well. In games that they won by that much this year, he has cleared this line in both those games, but also just in games they've won in general, he's gone over in 4 of 6 games. So another good data point to look at. And the last thing I want to point out here is they're on a back-to-back. Jaylen Green is, again, a young guy. They got a couple older dudes over there in Houston, and seems like they've relied on him a little bit more in those back-to-back sets. You can see his minutes were up 33 minutes, not up, I guess, pretty normal minutes. And he was also going up against the Spurs, but he had 29 and 5 for 34 total points and assists. And the Spurs have a much better defense here than Washington. I think they're like 5th in points allowed for the year. So Jaylen Green, I'm going to ride, maybe not the hot hand here, but a guy that has a very, very good history against this Washington team, and a matchup play here for sure for me. Now let's move along to the projection model, or I guess not projection model, the DG Fantasy model showing some market value. They like a couple of the unders. They think it's a little bit too high, but their best over here is that points and assist line at 52.65% chance to hit. A lot of books already at 25.5, and anyone at 24.5 definitely favoring the over here. So kind of a long-winded way of saying, yeah, he doesn't look good in the last 5 games, but again, it's at 24.5 for a reason. It's not just based on the last 5. It's based on a whole bunch of different data. So hopefully a good read here for me, for Jaylen Green, breaking out of this slump, getting a whole bunch of time in the back-to-back set in a really good matchup here for Jaylen. And then before we jump into our last play of the video, I do want to shout out the Discord community. If you're interested in getting access to a community where you can talk sports, talk props, talk different plays with like-minded people pretty much at any time of any day at any sport. It's a whole lot of fun in here. Definitely check out the link in the description down below. We're not robots in here either. We have a whole lot of laughs. We rip players when they're not playing well. It's all in good fun, and we definitely celebrate our wins when we're having a good day. But yeah, check out the link in the description. It's a Dub Club link. You just sign up through Dub Club, then link your Dub Club account to your Discord account, and that's just going to give you automatic access. There's also plenty of ways to get in here for free. So if you're on PrizePicks and maybe you want to branch out a little bit and you haven't checked out Underdog, you haven't checked out Betr, they give discounts every single day, Underdog and Betr do, and so does Chalkboard. So definitely branch out a little bit more. I think, honestly, some of these apps are a little bit better than PrizePicks. I still love PrizePicks. I know a lot of people are on PrizePicks because they're the biggest platform out here, and they give cool lines. Sometimes they'll give dunk lines. I think that'll come a little bit farther into the season, but they give like combo lines. They give 3-pointers attempted, lines that not a whole lot of books have, which is pretty cool. But Underdog also has a lot of those lines. They're also fixed payout system, and they give us boosts and a discount like most every day. So that's honestly better than PrizePicks. The last thing I'll say about Underdog is they also give 6x payouts for 3-mans, which are almost my favorite amount to do. 3-mans are, you're not going to lose a lot, but you're also going to win, pretty often. So that's pretty cool. And it's a 6x payout versus a 5x payout over on PrizePicks. So pretty cool there. And then for Betr, another fixed payout system, very similar to PrizePicks and Underdog. You just have to click over or under for each play. They have ridiculous value over on Betr. You're gonna, be able to take advantage of the fact that they're a smaller company. They can't take their lines, their good lines off the board as quick as PrizePicks or Underdog, and we take advantage of that all the time. So I send out plays on Betr, on Underdog, on Sleeper, on PrizePicks every single day on the Discord. So when you sign up, you're going to get the free month of the Discord. You're going to get access to the deposit match, so up to $200 on Betr, up to $1,000 on Underdog. I think $1,500 on Sleeper right now. Chalkboard's like $100. Dabble gives you $25 for nothing. You just have to sign up for their app using my code. And yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. So again, plenty of different ways to get in for free. Use my codes when signing up. It's RichPicks for Betr, Underdog, Chalkboard, and PrizePicks. It's just Rich for Sleeper. And then for Dabble, it's Rich DFS. But definitely check out the links in the description. It explains everything there. So I appreciate anyone that does that. And again, definitely jump in the community if you want. All right, so moving along to our last play of the day, and it's going to be a combo line here for two big men going up against each other, Nikola Vucevic, and Jarrett Allen, both guys that have rebounded the ball extremely well. So 20.5 here, I do think this is a little bit too low. So let's take a look at what we got going on. So we'll start with Vucevic, again, a guy that's been rebounding extremely well, very consistently right around this 10 line. And he's also a guy that they've needed size against for Cleveland. So you see rebounds allowed. Cleveland doesn't give up a whole bunch of rebounds allowed, but to centers, they give up a little bit more. Third ranked, 9.5 to be had, and Vucevic is a guy that has gobbled up rebounds against Cleveland in the past. And again, they're going to need his size going up against Jarrett Allen, going up against Evan Mobley, and we've seen that in his hit rate. A low of 8 and a high of 18 here. So very consistent for the entire year, but also consistent in the head-to-head matchups. Something I do like to see, and the books are liking his over 9.5, so they're right around the projection of around 10 or 11 if you want to look at the RotoWire projection model right here. You can see Vucevic for rebounds 9.5. They're expecting 11.14. So I do like Vucevic. Now let's take a look at Jarrett Allen, another guy that's been rebounding very, very well. Now he does have some duds here, like he did against Brooklyn, like he did against Washington, kind of weird duds. But you can kind of see his minutes were down here against Brooklyn, especially 3 rebounds. And other than that, 15, 17 rebounds in games, 15, higher end rebounds here. In other games, getting around 10 or 11, 12. Rebounds, which I do like to see. Head-to-head, not going to look as good as Vucevic, but good to see he's had 17, he's had 14, and again, he has had a dud here against Chicago when he played 34 minutes. So maybe a little bit more hit or miss for Jarrett Allen, but continuing on the season, he's been rebounding really, really well, and Chicago gives up a whole bunch of rebounds, unlike the other matchup for Vucevic. Rebounds allowed, looking really good going up against Chicago here. So I like the potential here. Again, if a guy can get 17 rebounds just by himself, this line's looking very, very good. And both guys have higher potentials to get, into that 15 rebound range, which again would be absolutely great here. So I'm not gonna be able to show stats for the market value on this line, but something that just seemed a little bit too low for me. This 7.5 point line is, pretty good. As the Cavs keep winning and winning, I think they're 11-0 now. Every game's going to look a little bit more, like a playoff game. They're going to want to win a little bit more. Teams are going to want to beat them. So hopefully, we get a nice close game, a nice defensive game, and a whole bunch of rebounds to be had. So that's going to be the last play of the video, a combo slip for these two. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. Again, here's the full slip on the board. And again, I took Jordan Poole. I don't know why it's been doing this. PrizePicks has some weird glitch where it shows in the pictures that they're all overs, even though the links are consistently right. But so this isn't the exact slip. Poole is an under and also went to 8.5, so that's just better value for all you guys. But again, good to know for you guys that I still took it under at 7.5. He's got a horrible matchup against Houston. And again, the ball seems to just come out of his hand. He's more of a scorer now than a distributor on this team. Harden, I like the over here. Vucevic and Jared Allen, I like the over. Jaylen Green going up against Washington, I love the over here. A guy that scored like 40 points against them last year multiple times. And then Jose Alvarado with a ton of injuries going on there. He continues to shoot a whole bunch, so I like his over 14.5. So the only under here being Jordan Poole. Again, this is kind of weird, some weird UI error on PrizePicks part that it's been doing that. Hopefully they fix that soon. But yeah, here's the full slip. And again, hopefully get you guys some winners for today. So that's going to do it for me in this one. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more, value, some more NBA talk. And again, Monday Night Football going on today. So we're not just going to play this in the Discord. I'm going to be looking at lines all throughout the games until these games start, and continue to send out lines for PrizePicks, probably a little bit more, Underdog, Betr, Sleeper, whatever I can find value for. I'll be sharing my slips over there. So if you're interested in the community, again, check out the link in the description down below. You're going to see a ton of different ways to get in there for free, or if you want to just sign up using Club, you can go ahead and do that. So I appreciate everyone watching. I am really pale right now. It's weird lighting, but that's neither here nor there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Leave the video a like, subscribe if you were new, comment. Peace out.